Why, hello there. Welcome back to the channel. I'm Phil. As you can see, we are going into Court Party Book of Shadows. And we're gonna hit any button to press start. And we're gonna do a new chapter. Hell yeah. Sealed Demise, Encounter Purgatory, Shangri-La, Miring Tooth. I don't know what to expect, so let's go. I know it's a point-and-click type game, and I know it kind of bounces off the first one. It kind of fleshes out a little bit more, and different stories. I don't know. Oh, what lovely weather. I wonder how Amy's faring at school today. I hope she's enjoying herself. The spirits seem unusually active again, though. And there's that old sense of unease, too, the same one Ayume and I have been feeling in all of our lives. It's stronger than ever. I don't like this one bit. I can sense its presence. It's gotten very, very close. But that's preposterous, right? I'm probably just imagining things. Maybe it would be best if I talked with her about it. I only hope nothing bad happens. Book of Shadows, Episode 1. Seal. Sorry. I threw them out of my bag, collapsed onto the bed, and stared up at the ceiling. These were my familiars, the familiar lighting of the familiar patterns I knew so well, and that familiar stain in the corner. I remember when my dad made that stain. It was my 5th birthday and he had just opened a can of soda I'd been shaking. Staring up at my ceiling was something I'd done a million times before, but today it felt strange, like I'd just come from doing the exact same thing. And I'm not talking about the general act of lying in bed and looking up, but more a specific sense that I'd experienced a singular moment in time once before. Oh, that's what we call deja vu. I believe the term you're looking for is a deja vu. Supposedly deja vu signifies that a new destiny has just born within you. So congratulations, Nakashima. You may be a whole new person now. So, said the class rep, making light of the situation in her usual creepy way. But maybe she was right. I had been more cognizant of my actions since then. Usually, if I pay too much attention to every little thing I do, I begin obsessing, and then I just give myself a headache and end up calling it quits. But this deja vu was real, and it was far stronger than it had any right to be. This wasn't your run-of-the-mill spooky feeling. It was all-encompassing. No matter where you go in this house, it all smells just like you, Naomi. Is this heaven? I swear, Seiko doesn't feel like this at all happened once before. What has? You sleeping over here. And then the next day we were both like, hey, let's go clothes shopping. Don't you remember? I surely guessed. Long have I sought to capture thee and infiltrate the walls of this holy temple, but today marks my first successful conquest. Yeah, I guess that isn't the sort of thing I'd have forget quite so easily. Must just be my imagination. Finally! Our flag has been planted, Seiko and Naomi together at last. You bet. This is gonna be a lot of fun. What's all this about a flag? Oh, I think you know. And so began my first ever slumber party with Seiko. The moment 5th period ended that day, we tore right out of school and loaded up on all the junk food and drinks we could carry. Seiko and I had been friends forever, but neither of us had stayed at the other's house before, so we were pretty excited. This was gonna be fun. Naomi, do you mind if I make a quick call home? The kids know where I'll be, but I should still check in since I didn't have a chance to swing by. Sure, go ahead. Do you need to use the landline? No, my cell phone will be just fine. I just worry about poor little you. You know, it'd just be sad if I just didn't call. No problem. You do your thing and I'll take a quick bathroom break. I exited my room, glancing behind me to see Seiko holding herself onto her head, with one hand flashing me a peace sign with the other. The mere idea there'd be a friend waiting for me in my room when I got back was just so exciting. Oh, the things we could talk about that night. Where should we start? What stories would we learn? Or would we tell? It's the bad part about narrating stuff. Sometimes you just get cross-eyed. Yeah, okay, sometimes Dad's gonna be late coming home tomorrow. So I'll head your way after the festival cleanup and all the goodbyes. Then we can get ready for Dad's special surprise together, okay? Yep. Give all my love to the others and make sure you all tuck in tight tonight so you don't catch colds. Take care, you. Hey, they're holding up okay. Sure are. Which means I've got nothing to worry about. I can enjoy my time with you to the fullest. Sounds like you're ready to have some fun. And I'll bet you are too. So what should we talk about? Anything you'd like. I'm just glad to have this blissful opportunity. I really can't say why I felt so shy and embarrassed. The two of us were always together after all. Changing the setting from school to my personal space, it just seemed to bring a lot closer. I found myself staring at Seiko's face, as if studying it. Did she always look like that? This was someone who regarded me as a friend. All kinds of inane thoughts were swimming through my head, and for some reason, they were making me really nervous. Hey, you know what we've got? We've got that chocolate soda we bought. Ooh, chocolate soda. That sounds interesting. Want to try it out? Do I? Just try and stop me. I took out the bottle we purchased and poured a fizzy content into 2 cups. It had the faintest tinge of chocolate color, but was otherwise clear. As it hit the bottom of each cup, that familiar comforting sizzle of carbonic acid rising from the liquid echoed forth amidst the froth of bubbles. Well, it's sure a pretty color, but what do we do with the rest of it if it sucks? We take it with us into school tomorrow and offer it up to everyone. Make like we're being real nice, see? That's a good idea. Alright, here you go, Seiko. Thanks. Let's drink it down on the count of 3. Sounds good. 1, 2, 3. Damn, that's good. Before I knew it, we were up to our old tricks, talking on and on like we always do at school. We smiled and laughed and felt joy at the same things. Spending this time together, we could each forget all our troubles for a while. This was the kind of friend that comes along only once in a lifetime. I was starting to get really sentimental, and I had no idea why. I certainly couldn't admit it to her, though, or I'd never hear the end of it. I just kept thinking to myself, I really hope Seiko and I could be friends like this clean into adulthood for the rest of our lives even. Maybe it was that same weird sense of camaraderie one tends to feel during overnight field trips. I don't know. Miss Nakashima, the spirit of stupendous. Come on, Naomi. Say ah! Thank you. You two certainly are close, aren't you? You have no idea. I've heard so much about you, Shinohara. I feel simply I had to meet you one of these days. Oh, Naomi's been talking about me, has she? Oh, all the time during meals. You're always a hot topic around here. She never fails to have some story about where you two went that day or what you did. Oh, so I've been accepted by the family then. My tears of joy overflow at the prospect. I must be red as beet right now. Seiko? Oh, and it's not just you, Naomi. Naomi also loves talking about that Satoshi Mochida boy. Whenever he comes up, she just gets so excited. I think she likes... Mom, ixnay and that Toshike. Sorry, dear. Oh, don't worry. I know all about her feelings toward the beloved Mochida. Naomi may seem like a strong girl, but she's really quite a shy one. Seiko, stop. Just stop. Well, you're certainly well informed. Let's say you and I have a girls' night out sometime. I'll treat you to something good, and in return, you tell me everything you know about Naomi from school. It would be an honor and a privilege, Mrs. Nakashima. Hey, come on now. Well then, have you two gotten sufficiently stuffed? I've drawn a bath, so you should head in while the water's still warm. I assume you'll be okay going in together since you're both girls, no? Damn straight, my flag is firmly planted now. The day is totally mine. Or whatever she said, because I skipped it too fast. Huh? What are you talking about? Are we really gonna bathe together? And seriously, what's all this flag business about? Never mind that, just come on, Miss Nakashima, we're gonna borrow your bathroom. Roger that, make sure you two get nice and warm. Seiko and I removed the lapels from our school uniforms on the way to the bathroom dressing. Okay, we might have to cut this part out. I'm not sure how this is gonna go. I still felt a little uncomfortable, so I suggested we bathe separately after all. But Seiko just mumbled that resistance is futile and said about taking my clothes off. What the? With only a few swift moments, she had my whole outer uniform stripped away in no time at all. She was a bona fide pro, a real expert at taking people's clothes off, disturbingly well practiced. Ah, hot, hot, hot. Oof, no kidding. The hot water at your house doesn't mess around. Yeah, Mom likes to run the world's hottest baths. I keep telling her that when you're soaking, the lower the temperatures are better. But she never listens. Oh, well... achoo! What's this? Is your body feeling chilled? Well then, take this! You're gonna catch a cold if you're not careful. You've got to be quicker at taking off your clothes, Naomi. Come on, don't be shy. Here, look this way. Seiko has such a dumb, self-satisfied expression on her face as she scooped up the water in the basin and dumped it all over our heads. I think you're unshy enough for the both of us. I mean, you're the one who tore off all my clothes like they were paper. Well, I do bathe my little brothers every day, so I've gotten pretty good at speed stripping other people. Ah, okay, that makes sense actually. Anyway, you need to loosen up. Let's take this opportunity to deepen our friendship. Damn. Yes, yes, you've thoroughly broken me out of my shell. Now, how about I wash your back? Have a seat. Oh, yes, please. Okay. This is where somebody probably walks in and is like, oh my god. You know, everything else is like gore and everything and like bloody. But then we got this. I lathered up a brand new soap towel with body soap and began washing Seiko's back, marveling at her perfect complexion. I never noticed before just what classic beauty she was. I bought this special just for you, so I hope you're enjoying it. How's it feel? Yeah, that's it, right there. And that's when all the language broke down and the sounds emanating from her bathroom began resembling strange animalistic cries rather than human speech. God, I really hope nobody walks in right now. Oh, ho, ho, ho. Cut it out, you sound demented. It's a little farther up, please. Here? Yeah, right there. I made you itchy, I'll bet. Alright, hold still. It didn't take long for Seiko's back to become completely enveloped in soap suds, but I could still detect the reaction of her every touch. Don't tell me you're ticklish. Guess the secret's out. I'm really ticklish. Well, in that case, it's a thorough washing you shall get. Wow, you're so on the offensive today, are you? Stop. What was that? I couldn't hear you over the sound of my furious finger work. I was on for sure, and nothing was gonna stop me from giving Seiko's back a full treatment. After all, homeroom today was spent setting up for the culture festival, so we both got pretty dusty. A nice scrubbing is exactly what we both needed. Ha! Stop squirming, hold still. Christ. Man, Seiko, you're really slender. Your shoulder blades are incredibly, like, a cat's. Are they? I can't really see them, so I wouldn't know, but for you, it's all about that sexy, sexy collarbone. Yeah, baby. What? You sound like an old fogey or something. But so beautiful and so big. I don't think that's my collarbone you're staring at. As I gazed at Seiko, staring at my chest with hungry eyes, I suddenly had another flash of deja vu, an uncomfortable one. My eyes drifted to her neck. There was some sort of mark there, a bruise that wrapped all the way around. Seiko, what's happened to your neck? Did you scratch yourself or something? Something there? It's pretty faint, but there's a red mark. Don't remember injuring myself or anything. The bruise on her neck, though slight, looked less spotty than you'd expect if it were made by human hands. It seemed more even, like it came from cloth. Probably a result of wearing her kimono cord tied around her all day. Oh, bro, if you remember the last game. I see where that's going. Probably the result of wearing a kimono tied around her neck all day for the red bean soup stand. What a shame to see her pure white skin so damaged. I hope it heals soon, whatever it is. Naomi? Huh? I can't hold back any longer. Huh? What now? I just gotta grab that eye. Yeah. Chase song. Seiko, seriously, cool down, girl. I think you've gone totally mental on me. I just can't help myself. That ass. Unsweet tea. You know, we do have spare futon. Don't worry, I'm fine right where I am. Two people sharing a single bed would make for a warm night, but if either of us rolled over, the other was gonna wind up clean on the floor. I offered the bed to her, and she was perfectly willing to spend the night on a rollout futon, but she wouldn't have it. Well, as long as you don't feel too crowded, I guess this is fine. Uh-huh. It's all warm and cozy, I love it. If only I could kiss you like this, I'd die a happy woman. With that, she puckered her lips into a shape resembling the number 3 and looked at me expectantly. What had gotten into her? No, we'd better not. Happy woman or no, I'd hate to see you die. Ah, damn, hoisted. I was just thinking, this is really fun. It was around that point when she started to realize the truth about Seiko. After all, if an outsider were to witness her blatant act of harassment and my complete dismissal of it, they'd assume we were more than friends too. But it's not like I was actually in love with her. I really didn't feel that way at all. I just thought of her as a very dear friend and figured this closeness was pretty normal. It seemed natural, in fact, that our behavior would lead to a third-party misunderstanding every now and again. And it just have to set the record straight. But honestly, even if the situations like that arose, they were pretty fun in their own strange, silly sort of way. You know, this is the first time I've ever had a friend over. This is my first sleepover, too. Kirby's living in a bed alone, I'll tell you what. Ow! Oh, you okay? I might have slapped you a little too hard back there. You sure did put you back into a slugger, but don't you worry, I'm just fine. Sika was rubbing her face slightly where I struck her, but smiling from cheek to cheek. Sorry again. Hey, how about I could stay over at your place next time? What do you say? Oh, I say yes, yes. That way I can introduce you to the little ones. You are absolutely welcome anytime. Thanks. The moonlight crept its way through my bedroom window, giving the whole room a dreamlike glow. Soon enough, I was beginning to nod off. Where was I? Was I dreaming? No, it was just my room. I could feel Seiko's warmth next to me. Or maybe I was somewhere else entirely. It's a whole world. All of my life's experiences were just one big dream. Man, it's hard to form a coherent thought when you're dead tired. Well, tomorrow's a big day. Let's get some sleep. You said it. From a sleepover, right? Right into a culture festival. We're true challengers. Don't you dare oversleep. If you do, I'm pulling back the blankets and putting an ice pack on your stomach. Oh, don't you worry about that. I'm such an early riser, I put middle-aged women to shame. I'll hold you to that. Anyways, good night, Seiko. Good night. Mwah! Wow, that was quick. Seiko must have been exhausted. I could hear calm, telltale grunts and rhythmic breathing signifying that she was out cold. And it was contagious. I couldn't get over just how much warmth her body was generating. The previous night was so cold, but this was perfect. She was like a hot water bottle. So warm. Whoa, you're awake? I can hear your voice even from the deepest sleep, Naomi. You experienced that before during class, remember? Is that some kind of ESP or something? And wait, Were you sleeping during class? That's not good. Hey, I have a question. In the future, even after you get married, will you still spend time with me like this? What? Of course I will. Talk about bolt from the blue. For true? For true. I mean, we're friends, you know? Through thick and thin, we always will be. Thanks. Man. You're really a spaz sometimes, you know that? Seiko yanked the covers up over her head like some girly anime heroine. If she really did think of me as more than a friend, how was I supposed to react? Naomi? Let's always be together. You bet. Good night, Seiko. Good night. Seiko and I seemed to be thinking the same thing. We were both happy, but there was another side to the coin. There was a certain awkwardness as well. It was a strange sensation. Soon enough, Seiko began moaning and breathing heavily for real. He had fallen fast asleep facing me, curled into a fetal position. As I lay there staring at her head, my hand moved on its own volition and began gently stroking her hair. Strangely, it didn't feel awkward or embarrassing at all. Perhaps because I knew she was asleep, it just felt natural. I slid my hand more towards her back and continued rubbing her head, gently like a mother would her child's. What a lovely shape her head was, perfectly round. I just kept stroking her hair, thinking about this and that. Suddenly, she clung to me and buried her face in my chest. Was she still half awake? What a strange scene this was, but just for tonight, I was willing to let it slide. There, good girl, good girl. That wasn't as bad as I thought it was gonna be. It's supposed to rain all evening, so make sure you both take an umbrella with you. Got it. Thanks for the loaner. Have fun today, and Shinohara, you be sure to think about where to go on that date of ours. Yes, mother. She's not your mother, you know. So I had woken up ungodly early and pulled my futon away, forcing me up with a chill and a sneeze. We both combed our hair and put on our school uniforms, then scarfed down the breakfast my mom had made and flew out of the house. If we didn't hurry, we'd be late for the setting up. Oh no, things are looking pretty grand this year. 2. Yeah, it's really coming together. But I forgot I have to go get bowls from the prep room. Seiko, you go on ahead to class, will you? Roger that. Oh, and I'll take your bag for you. Give it here. Thanks. It was the day of the school culture festival and Kisaragi Fest. Our school has a whole lot of history to it, and this festival has been part of it for ages. Every student in the junior and senior high was busy getting ready for the festivities, which were due to start around 30 minutes. I wondered if I had any extra time afterward to go check out the other classes' projects. We previously washed the bowls we were planning to use and laid them out in the home prep room. With those bowls in hand, I proceeded toward class 2-9. I climbed the usual staircase and headed toward the usual room, stepping carefully so I wouldn't drop any dishes. The plan this year was to host the red bean soup restaurant. I couldn't smell the sweet red bean paste more and more clearly with every step I took. I'd eaten so much food at breakfast, and here we had even more food rearing its head. But when it comes to sweets, I say bring it on. Traditional sweets. Morning, everyone. These look like there'll be enough bowls for today, don't you think? Good morning. Morning, yeah. Looks like it'll be plenty. Hey! Morning, Kishinuma. Morning, Satoshi. Naomi. Satoshi seemed a bit out of sorts. He was just staring blankly. He was still half asleep. It bothered me to see him like that, but I literally had my hands full, so I really couldn't dwell on it. I pushed into the classroom. But I couldn't actually see what was in front of my feet, and I have to admit, it was kind of scary. It would be a real challenge not to drop anything. Oh man, speaking of that, yesterday was my parents' 50th anniversary party, and I was carrying this big old bouquet of flowers, a big old pot, and I did the same thing. I was like, wow, dude, I almost bit it off the curb, man. Never again. Naomi, good morning, my dear. Yeah, Psycho, stop grabbing my ass. Haven't we already said our good mornings anyway? But how can I resist an opportunity like this? Naomi's hand restricted, unable to fend off my advances? Look what you did. Oh, now that's no good. Our tableware has to be kept clean. Guess we'll just have to go wash it all again. Here, I'll help. Thanks. Sorry for the trouble. And so began the Culture Festival. All day we wore the clothes Suzimoto prepared for us and served red bean soup to all of our schoolmates. She had a lot of costuming experience, having worked on that side of things in the drama club for quite some time. She even did sewing herself, putting all of her practice into the test, and the kimonos she prepared for us really were all exceptional quality. So good, in fact, that they became the centerpiece for us, bringing in students from the junior and senior high divisions alike. It made for a busy day. When we weren't tending to customers, we were chasing after that slacker, Kishinuma, or taking time to check out some of the other class projects. In the end, not only did we have a really fun day, we also wound up being the most popular classroom in the whole festival. All in all, a rousing success. Finally, the clock struck 6. As our busy day drew to close, we all stood around talking. We kept saying we should clean up, but that kinda didn't happen. Before I knew it, there were 7 of us left in the classroom. Satoshi, the class rep, Seika, Morishige, Kishinuma, Suzimoto, and myself. It seemed everyone else had already gone home. Our homeroom TA, Miss Shishido, Shishido showed up with Satoshi's little sister in tow. But they were it. We 9 became the de facto cleanup crew. Finally done. Good work, everyone. The place is looking like a real classroom again. Those dumbasses who went home without helping are sure gonna get a piece of my mind tomorrow, though. Not much of a class rep if I can't even hold up everyone together long enough to clean up after ourselves. Though you did manage to keep Kishinoma here, surprisingly. Oh, shut up. Suzimoto, I just want to say it's been really fun having you here in all these last few months. I can't tell you how many times your positive energy helped bolster my spirits. Always remember that you're loved and respected. We may not have said much to that effect, but we've all been watching you blossom here. I let my hand here, and did my best to help guide you. But ultimately, you walked on your own path and have become a fine young woman. Miss Yui, it takes a special person to achieve what you've done without even realizing it. It's been an honor to serve as your homeroom TA. I wish you all the best at your new school. Thank you. Unfortunately, this teary farewell brought us all back to reality. During the holidays following the Culture Festival, Suzimoto was being transferred. This was to be her last day at Kisaragi Academy High School. Everyone here loved her, so this was a sad occasion indeed. She was truly a kind person, possessing no ulterior motives and harboring no ill will towards anyone. The thought of her leaving was just pain-depressing. But time waits for no one, and sadly the time had come to say our goodbyes. As one final hurrah, our occult-obsessed class rep asked us to perform some friendship ritual called Sachiko Ever After. Upon mentioning it, she produced a piece of paper doll from her bag. It looked a lot like those proxy dolls you'll sometimes see in Shinto shrines, some designed to absorb bad karma in somebody's place. Visually, this whole thing just seemed like the setup for a cursed seance or something. It was kind of scary, and I wasn't the only one who thought so. This is, well, it's a charm that I found on the internet. If we do it right, then all of us will be together forever. Or we'll always be friends. Anyway, that's the gist of it. Interesting. So, how does it work? No, don't do this. Seriously, don't do this. It's dangerous. Our lives are on the line. Satoshi? Don't you think that's going a bit overboard? Look, I'm not joking, I'm dead serious here. Satoshi had always been easily spooked, and in true form, he was pleading for his life that we stop what we were doing. It didn't sound that scary, though. Don't worry, Machida, this isn't my usual creepy fare. I gotta say, it's rare to see you get this worked up. In the end, 8 of us proceeded with the ritual as planned, while Satoshi sat out off to the side, tears in his eyes. I kind of felt bad for him. But this was for Suzumoto. We all wanted to give her the best possible send-off, so all I could really do was silently wonder what had gotten him into. Please, I'm begging you, stop this. Don't go through with it. Why won't anyone listen to me? He's really serious, like, as serious as I've ever seen him. What is it, Satoshi? What is it that has you so worried? It's a time loop. This has happened before. All of this, I remember it. And what's coming next is worse than you could possibly imagine. Sorry, but I'm through trying to convince you. Just be a good boy and wait for us to finish, okay? Time loop. Is he experiencing deja vu like me? Is some new destiny being born inside of him, like the class rep had said before? Come to think of it, this does feel a little familiar. This room, this atmosphere, this charm. I obediently dug my nails into the paper doll, but all the while I was frantically forging in my memories, trying to figure out what I was missing. We're gonna pull it until it rips apart into 9 pieces, okay? On the count of 3. With pallid face, Satoshi quickly rushed over and grabbed the paper doll himself. He was joining us after all, it seemed. Everyone else smiled at him, as if to say, finally you've come to your senses. But I was just starting to get a really bad feeling about this. No, there is definitely something wrong here. Ready? 1, 2. Whoa! No! As soon as I reached the hallway, I fell to my knees with a thud. No, what was that? A person? It was pitch black, I swear, it was shaped like a person. The school infirmary door hung open near me, and in my panic state, I swore I'd seen a black shadowy figure within it. My mind had been completely overtaken with fear. What was that? What just happened? That dark, misty entity came toward me and entered my body from every orifice. It came in through my ears, through my mouth. I felt an enormous lump in my throat blocking the flow of air into my lungs and momentarily teetering on the brink of unconsciousness. I was almost killed. It felt as if a cold hand reached into my body and grabbed a hold of my life's energy, turning all of my torn organs inside out, leaving me for dead. My stomach was churning, my bowels were on fire, and my legs were untwisted around themselves. Can pressure alone disrupt the human body this much? The odor and flavor of my own gastric juices still gnawing at the back of my throat. I felt like I was gonna throw up again, but I held it in. I remember this. This place, these circumstances. I've been here before. I know I have. After performing the Chico Ever After ritual, there was a hellish noise, then a huge hole appeared in the floor, and I was here, in this school. There was no sign of Satoshi or Miss Yoshida or the class rep or anyone else. Only Seiko was still near me, collapsed in a heap on the floor. Seiko and explored the decaying building as best we could. But there was no way out. Not a single window or outer door could be moved or even broken. Just as our last shreds of hope had begun to vanish, we suddenly heard Satoshi's little sister, Yuka, cry out from somewhere, just out of sight. I sprained my ankle pretty badly, and I couldn't walk very well, so Seiko went off alone to find her while I rested in the infirmary. And that's when the dark shadowy figure showed up and began attacking. I was scared, so scared, so scared, so scared, so very scared. My teeth were chattering and my lips were quivering as if they had a mind of their own. Why would she leave me alone like that? I told her I'd go with her to look for Yuka, so why did she leave me behind? Was I gonna slow her down? Was I gonna get in her way? Naomi, what happened? Are you okay? Seiko. What? Oh my god, are you alright? I'm so sorry, I left you by yourself. Just seeing Seiko's face quelled my shivers. Whenever she's around, I feel so at ease that that moment I just wanted to cling to her and all cry my eyes out. I should have just done it, but instead... Just leave me alone. Do you have any idea how scared I was? I'm sorry now. Come on, let's try and find a way out of here together. What's the point? Just forget about it. Leave it alone. We're never getting out of here. Maybe it was the safety of Seiko's presence that did it, but all the fear welling up within me suddenly turned to anger. I was like a spoiled child. Nothing good could come of lashing out like this. Seiko didn't do anything wrong, I knew that. But I couldn't stop myself from saying what I said. She was genuinely concerned about me, and I had sworn to myself that I'd protect her, but my sense of reason was fighting a losing battle. You realize we've gone missing, right? How do you think my mother's gonna feel? She's gonna be worried sick about me, and there's nothing I can do. Naomi, please don't say things like that. It's gonna be alright. Like hell it is. She's gonna keep searching for me until the day I finally come home. And she has work, you know. This whole situation is not right. As long as I'm here, I'm nothing but a nuisance to her. I'm a terrible daughter. And we're just gonna die here anyway, so all that time she spends looking at me will be wasted. By this time, my mind had been completely overtaken. I wasn't myself anymore. I was running on autopilot, horrified by the words coming from my mouth. Oh, I know how this ends. You're wrong. Families aren't like that. It won't be a nuisance. It won't be a burden. You're not terrible. I don't know exactly how to say this, but when there are loved ones involved, you'll do anything for them. There it was again, deja vu. Everything was falling into place. I knew what was gonna happen. I knew what fate had in store if we continued down this road. But I guess I can see where you're coming from. Your mother is a really kind person. The last thing you'd want is to worry her. That's why we need to make sure that doesn't happen. Right, Naomi? We need to get back home. I don't know how it is for you and your family, but normal people don't work like that. Damn, that's heartless. No, it's happening. Seiko's gonna get hanged. She's gonna die. She remembers, Simba, remember who you are. I have to apologize. No. I don't want you, of all people, to speak to me like that. Please, Naomi, tell me that's not how you really feel. Seiko. Bro, apologize. We could save her this time. It's a time loop. If I didn't say something to calm her down, Seiko would run off, and I knew she couldn't get herself right now. So I pulled myself together and tried apologizing to her, but the words... Seiko, I'm so... The words wouldn't come. As soon as I tried to form them, something caught itself in my throat. I found myself unable to breathe, and I doubled over in a fit. Naomi, are you okay? Oh, I'm sorry, Naomi. If I'm bothering you, I'll go. I hate to leave you your side, but if that's what you want, I won't argue. Not again! Seiko ran off into the distance, her figure growing smaller and darker until it vanished altogether. I knew I made an awful irreversible mistake. I mean, you could run after, you could limp after her. That sense of dread I'd felt moments before had come back full force. I could sense a malevolence within me. An outside hand that made me lash out at Seiko. It felt like something was in my mouth. I had no idea what, but there was definitely something in there. Stuck my finger in and tried to dig it out. Oh! My fingers found something and pulled. And out from my throat came a large clump of long black hair. I just kept pulling and pulling. I couldn't believe how much there was. The strand stretched all the way from stomach through the esophagus and into my hands, and even then there was still more to pull. The motion was unnatural and it was creating a repulsive, sickening sensation along with the tonsils. I felt like I was gonna throw up again. Where the hell did all this hair come from? Was this all stuck in my throat? Oh, shite. It was only a faint notion before, but now I was certain. I was remembering some of the future event. I didn't know why or how, but I was repeating time. Am I just not allowed to apologize? I could feel a dark will guiding me. Someone or something wanted Seiko to be killed in this timeline as well. But I wasn't gonna let it happen, not without a fight. I have to go after her, I have to apologize, I can't leave her alone like this. I ran as quickly as I could in the direction Seiko had gone, but then... a fierce earthquake began shaking the building. It was so violent I couldn't even stay standing. I crashed along the ground waiting for it to pass. Everything was moving and there were sounds of objects cracking and breaking all around me. Glass was shattering, ceiling tiles were raining down upon me. I was scared for my life, so scared, so very, very afraid. I was certain I was gonna die. Maybe a big chunk of ceiling would fall on me, or the floor would open up and my feet would swallow me whole. I kept wondering how it was gonna end, but I was gonna be crushed? How badly would it hurt? How long would it go on before I finally died? My head was swimming with all the kinds of worst-case scenarios, while my body just remained motionless on the ground. I'd never felt so helpless before. I didn't even care anymore. I'd just take any release I could get, just make it stop. But there was no release for me. All I could do was curl up into a ball and pray. I wondered how much time had passed. It could have been only a moment, a few minutes, or even a few hours, for all I knew. But it didn't finally end. But did it finally end? In the dark corridors of silence once more. I gradually loosened my stiff body, and curling from the floor, blotches of dust and wood chips fell from my hair. Some of the finer debris had gotten into my clothing and was crunching around like sand with every movement. It was not pleasant. I brushed myself off as best as I could and slowly rose to my feet, slapping the skirt in vain to clear any excess dust and dirt. The particles in the air were like white smoke billowing through the pitch-black hallway. It took a moment to get my bearings. Once I finally did, though, I almost wished I hadn't. The sight before my eyes instantly washed away what little hope I may have had. What? The earthquake had completely caved part of the floor. It was no longer possible to continue down this hall, no longer possible to trail Seiko. If I had been cowering from the quake only a few feet up ahead, I had been dead for sure, swallowed up into whatever hell lay down there. Ah, you can make it? Look at all that. That's a nice path right there. I knelt down by the edge of the hole and peered within. It was too dark to tell for sure, but If what I thought I saw was correct, then the ceilings in this school were unreasonably high. To make matters worse, it seemed like the floor directly below had fallen out as well. I didn't dare consider how deep this pit might go. All I knew was I couldn't risk falling into it. Shivering in terror, I pulled myself up. What do? Can I get around it? I have to hurry. I definitely had to hurry. If I didn't, Seiko would commit suicide, but there was still time. But was there still time? I was determined not to let it happen, no matter what. I was gonna save her. I was gonna change her horrible fate. Can we finally click? We can finally click! Alright! Alright, what are we doing? What are we clicking? Oh, that's kind of cool. Backspace, okay. Oh, bro, I can do this. Right. So there's just nothing I can click on right here? Where's the map? Nope, that's not the map. Okay, we gotta click it a button. Okay. Ah, wrong button. Come on, man. Can we go to the nurse? I don't like this place. The infirmary was where I had been attacked. I didn't want to stay in there any longer than I had to. That horrible sensation of my body being overcome by that hair-like mist was something I never hoped to experience again as long as I lived. There's a pair of scissors on one of the shelves. Its blades are stained with blood. Proper procedure for dissection. First and foremost, you must ensure that both arms and both legs are firmly pinned down and such that the subject is completely unable to move. Next, make a clean incision across the stomach and carefully peel the skin on both sides, exposing the subject's innards. Use pins to keep the remainder of the pages so stained and faded that it is completely illegible. There's a photo here. There's a the paper was cracked and warped in various spots, and the picture itself was black and white. Clearly, this was not a recent photograph. It was just a simple shot of a man looking directly at the camera. It had a formal air to it, as if it were unused for an arranged marriage interview. I wonder who this is. Was he the man who worked at this desk, or a family member maybe? Okay, so blue means I can check it out, so that's kind of cool. There are a large number of bottles. Each one of them seems to be packed tightly with small chunks of unidentified meat, and the smell suggests they've been here for quite a while. Okay. Let's see what else we got here. It's an old-fashioned space here, but it's so full of ash that it'll probably never light again. Anything? Well, I like that it turns blue, so at least we got that going for us. Alright, beds. All things considered, there's a surprising little dust on these beds. There's nothing under them, is there? No, there isn't. Good. Okay. So, I think... Where are we at? Okay. So we're right here. We're gonna go... Let's go right here, right? Alright, search mode has begun. There's a large hole in the floor, too big to jump across. Getting into the other side won't be possible from here. Alright. Can't go there. Okay, so we'll go. We already went there. We'll go here. Oh, hey. There was a mess of blood and entrails on the wall, as if someone were launched from across the corridor at a tremendous speed and splattered on impact. The smell was positively vile. Seiko had commented on it before, but it was really hitting me now. Every breath I took was triggering my gag reflex. Damn. It was all I could do to not vomit again. Alright, let's scope this out. Where's the bloody innards? The door to the science lab is frozen in place, as if it's just a decoration on the wall. It can't be opened. It's gonna say the same thing. What about that door? Arna? Alright. As I wandered through the darkened corridors, every hair on the body was standing in attention. I had goosebumps from head to toe. It felt like a fog of uneasiness was swirling around me with each step I took. And that fog was growing thicker and thicker to such an extent that I began fearing the darkness might swallow me whole and I'd cease to exist. I could feel my sanity slipping away. I didn't know how much longer it could hold out. And I just was starting to lose patience. I just wanted to get it over with. Fear was like a slime covering my entire being. No matter how much I wiped, I was only squishing it around. It wouldn't come off. It was stuck fast. I walked around aimlessly, calling out for Seiko's name. By doing so, I think I was able to dull my senses and just barely maintain my grip on reality. Seiko, where are you? Please answer me. I wasn't thinking straight. I want to apologize. Oh, I'm not even hitting anything. This is weird. Up ahead, I swore I saw light glinting off something. It looked for a moment like a web of sinewy string stretched across floors in the hall. I slowly crept forward until I could confirm that they were, in fact, strands of wire. Gently, I reached out a finger and touched the closest one. Yow! I pulled my hand away, looking down at it. There was now a very fine, clean slice right on the tip of my finger. Tiny red beads were beginning to form. Those beads just kept getting bigger and bigger as I watched, eventually swelling into one another and forming one single drop of blood. And that drop quickly became too heavy for its perch. It began winding its way down my hand toward my wrist. Piano wire. No, it's a little different. I couldn't believe it. It cut me so deeply from just that one faint touch. Had it been sharpened? It really stung. If I hadn't noticed those wires strung up across the hall and I just kept walking, I shudder to think what might have happened. Death not from malevolent spirits, but from a mere booby trap. Who could have done this? There was definitely a planned malice behind it. I couldn't sense an ill will in the air and began to tremble. Was someone watching me, even at that very moment? Was somebody just waiting for me to fall into their trap and die so they can gloat about it? Is someone there? Hey! It was like an unconscious shout. I couldn't control myself. I was scared, and whoever did this was heartless. I couldn't just let it go. Stop this, please. You're scaring me. Don't do these awful things to people. A bevy of negative emotions began swimming through my head. I suddenly realized I was crying. And I knew that this corridor with the web of razor-sharp piano wire was effectively impassable, at least for the moment. I needed to find some way to cut these wires, or some means of disabling the trap. At any rate, I decided to go back the way I came and search the rest of the school for answers. Alright, so we're not going that way. Alright. What do we got, baby? Alright, so we can't go that way. I guess let's go this way. The door to classroom 3A is frozen in place. Okay, so we're not even going to read it because, I mean, what's really the point? Smudgy blood red lettering reads, "Getting close to the darkness is one way to learn the truth. This whole place sits close to darkness after all." so I mean that's the one that's gonna be frozen. I don't care. All right, so frozen in place. Got it. This is actually kind of cool to play. Like I said, when I played it on the Vita, like, you know, a touchscreen and stuff, but like I like the mouse and keyboard kind of thing on this, and you'll rarely ever hear me say that, by the way. All right, first classroom. Let's do it. Yes, I saw writing on the wall. We're gonna go to it, but I want to check around. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you know what I'm saying. Right. Man, we can't check nothing but this. Anything else? Soul burned by waves of energy, pay tribute to the god in this house of Shinozaki, purified by the flames of hell, judgment past, and the great beyond. The following words were scrawled on the blackboard. Your friend is a traitor. You're going to be killed. Run. This shouldn't have been there. It wasn't on the board when I first got here with Psycho. Somebody had to have written it recently, but why? To create a rift in our friendship? I didn't know if it was a person or a ghost who did this, but whoever it was a terrible thing to do. This was all really starting to get to me. Is somebody in here? Stop harassing whoever you are. I can't take this anymore. I just can't. I don't think anybody was in that classroom. I didn't even know whom I was angry with, but make no mistake, I was seething. I was probably really close to my breaking point. I ran out of the room, never even pausing to wipe the tears from my eyes. Oh, why is everything red? Oh, because I got tears in my eye. There's a tear in my beer. Alright, which way are we going? Oh man, okay, so we'll go down. 1A is where we want to go. Got anything? Oh, hey, okay. Damn, we've already been playing for 58 minutes? Holy smokes, bro. We may have to make this into a couple-parter because this is going to be a long playthrough. Alright, search mode. Yeah, okay. Oh, it's more piano wire. There was yet another piece of piano wire in this room, seemingly razor sharp, like the others, but only one I could avoid easily with some care. Alright, we need to be careful. Alright, so what we're gonna do, we're gonna save it. Boom. Okay. So. Alright, let's touch the piano wire. What is this thing? In the corner of the room sat an antiquated mechanical device with a lever attached to it. It prominently featured two wheels with spools of translucent wire coiled around them and projected out toward the ceiling in a perfect tight line. Could this be the source of the booby trap? Pull the lever. Pull the lever, Crunk! That's a pretty big lever. I wonder if it'll even move. The machine was old and the lever was rusted, so it wasn't gonna give without a fight. I could rattle it a little bit, though, so I figured I had a chance. I did it! Huh? It's gone. The piano wire. It's gone. Uh-oh. Is that good or bad? No, I don't want to pull the lever. Leave it alone. Okay. So... I guess let's go... check out the school. What's that light? There weren't any lights on, and the whole school was bathed in darkness, yet in this lone room, a small circle of light just kept blinking on and off. It seemed almost as if it would turn on whenever I looked at it, and turn off whenever I looked away, or maybe that was just my imagination, but it seemed possible that someone could be trying to get my attention. Is anybody in here? No response. I began to get more and more creeped out with every passing second. At first I thought maybe somebody was watching me, but now I was almost certain of it. Oh, it's a flashlight. As I got closer to the source of the light, the blinking stopped. The light was now fully on. Oh, let's go see what this got to say. Listen to your teacher. You're gonna die now. Okay. There are 3 lines of deep scratches on the teacher's podium, all seemingly made by fingernails. What could have happened here? The shelves are littered with dead lice. If one were to rest an arm on one of these shelves, there'd be no telling how many might come along for the ride. Let's check out the dead body first. There's a bleached white skeleton sprawled out here. Judging by the height and uniform, it appears to be remains of a male junior high student. Looking closely, there's a faded school name tag attached to its blazer. Shobu University Middle School, Masashi Kawasaki. A flashlight, and it's on! I wondered if this was the source of the blinking light. It did turn steady when I got near the thing, but just left me with more questions. Take it! Maybe it was just low on batteries and that's why it kept going on and on. And that's what I told myself as I picked up the discarded flashlight. Nothing seemed particularly odd about it. It was just your regular run-of-the-mill flashlight, and it really did seem to be low on batteries. I'd have to make sure to use it sparingly so as not to waste what little energy it had left. Alright. So I guess we'll see what's in this hall because we totally skipped it. And we don't want to skip it. Go to 1C. As soon as I entered the room, I had a bad feeling about it. The silence was almost deafening. There wasn't a single sound to be heard. This room and this room alone felt very different from the others. It's a child's crayon drawing, very vibrant and colorful. The subject's mouth is open and she seems to be eating watermelon, perhaps. I don't think that's watermelon. It's full of dirty tissues. It's kind of turns the stomach. Best not to look any closer. Best just to walk away. Oh, damn, I didn't even see you dudes. Did we already read this one? Class log. I ate a student today. I was hungry, so I had to. Plus, we played rock, paper, scissors, and I lost. I thought I'd lose to an adult, but I didn't. There are 2 skeletal remains here, both of them mostly whitened at this point. They seem to have died huddled up against each other. Both are female and look to be around junior or senior high school age. There's a school name tag attached to the remains of this one's uniform. Karasayuma High School, Satorisuki. Do we read this one? There are 2 skeletals. Okay, so we got you. Got you. Okay. There's a large hole in the floor too big to jump across. Getting into the other side won't be possible from here. I mean, it literally just told me, but okay. So we're gonna go back north. This was it. And yes, we are gonna go check out the piano string thing. It's just, I want to be thorough and see if we can get, you know, on the next floor. Oh, stairs. How quaint. Can we do it? Yes, we can. All right. That'd be kind of creepy if there was like a scary face right there. Okay, so this is a small hall. We should be able to explore this, and then we'll head to the piano area. I feel like I rubbed strawberry jelly in my eyes. Anything? No. The door to the reference room is frozen, as if it's a decoration on the wall and can't be opened. That works out beautifully for me. Actually, it's a decomposing corpse. The smell is ghastly. Judging by the height of the uniform, this was probably once a male senior student of high school. His school name tag seems to have survived intact, prominently displayed on his now damp and discolored blazer. Matsukaze Prefectural High School. Katsuhira Murafishi. Let me know if I'm pronouncing that right. Kind of curious. Alright, what do we got here? I feel like that should be something. Alright, we got everything, so we'll head back. Oh, hell, I could probably have just done this. Help me. Somebody help me, okay. Who? Oh my god. Me? You're next. Damn. What the hell does that mean? Smudgy blood red lettering reads, "Getting close to the darkness is one way to learn the truth. This whole place is close." Okay, so we've read that one before, if I'm not mistaken. What's that? The door. Okay, my bad. My bad. Okay, so okay, so it basically stopped me because there was like a cutscene type thing. I got you. I got you. All right. Can we do this now? Oh, yeah. Okay, we're gonna save it. Alright, let's touch it. It's some sort of mechanical mechanism. Pull the lever, Crunk. We're gonna die. I get the feeling we're gonna die. Oof. What a strange contraption. Pulling the lever made a retractable floorboard extend outward over the hole, but also restrung all the piano wires. I had to be careful not to touch any of it, if I even slightly brushed up against a single strand. Can we go now? There's a large hole. Okay, single board. Okay, so let's be careful. Let's be careful. Did we do it? Another one? Right at the base of the staircase, no less. What a sadistic place to put it. It should be possible to use the stairs, but that piano wire is razor sharp. Best to go slow and take care not to forget about it later on. I'm gonna totally forget about it later on. Ominously glinting piece of razor-sharp piano wire tautly strung across the foot of the stairwell, roughly at neck height. Oh man, the excitement. The excitement. Alright, let's do this, Naomi. Where is that? Oh, hey, alright. Let's get to the girls' room. Oh, he's just a baby. Look at him curled up in the corner there. Each white skeletal remains. Based on their build, seems likely this was a female middle school or high school student. School ID... Matsukaze Prefectural High School, Rei Kurosawa. Rip Ray. Rip Ray, Rip Ray. Yeah, okay, so basically I think if I were to like go multiple ones, if something were to happen in that specific area, it would stop me. So I think I'm gonna start doing that. The boys' room is completely boarded up. It won't be possible to get inside. Well, I don't think we went to the boys' bathroom. I mean, we're gonna click on it anyway. It's completely boarded up and the boards aren't budging. There's no way to get inside. Smoking in the girls' room. Smoking in the girls' room. It's an old rusty bucket full of maggots. Best to keep your distance. Ew, maggots. You know, I hate whenever I take the trash out in the morning, there's a bunch of maggots on the trash. Like the one outside that you take for the garbage truck to pick up. Just full of maggots. It's like, bro, what do you guys even eat, man? Shaky, faded lettering could just be barely made out on the old flyer. Put it out of your mind, don't worry. Eat, laugh, go nuts. Let the darkness in. Suddenly, I felt a sickness in the pit of my stomach. It was almost unbearable. I felt like I was forgetting something absolutely crucial. Something I was consciously trying to forget, but absolutely had to remember, no matter what. Alright, Seiko, where the hell are you? Hey, where'd you go? Anything? I can't move or anything. Was this not the girls' room? Okay. I don't know where to go. Guess we'll go this way. Something's going on because the music stopped. Alright, don't forget about the thing, okay? Don't forget about it. The board should be sturdy enough to get you across the other side, or some sort of mechanism with conspicuous lever weights. Cross over and pull the lever. Leave it alone. There's a large hole in the floor with a single board stretch serving as a makeshift. So we can't, like, just cross it again? Just pull it. I'm not even going to save it this time. There's really nothing else I can do. Oof. Just as I thought, the device controlled both the floorboard and the wire trap. It was both, or it was neither. How cool to make a person choose. We're gonna have to go back to one of these, I think. I'm from Kisaragi Academy, grade 2-9. Just stop it, please. You got the wrong person. I'm trying to return to 3A, man. Alright. Pull the lever. The telltale glint of the piano wire became visible once more. Maybe it pulled something this way. Or maybe it didn't, you know. Large hole, yeah, okay. So, we go back this way. I don't know. I don't know what I'm saying. If you're gonna keep telling me to go back, yes, I get it. Shut up, shut up, shut up! It just opened on its own. Come on in. What? Ah! Come on in. Come on in. Some unknown force lifted me off my feet and pulled me into the classroom. It was so dark in there that I couldn't see my hand in front of my face. I'm glad you come. There's no time to lose. The examination is about to begin. Please remove your jacket. That's a good girl. Now lie down on the bed. Not sure what else to do. I pulled out the flashlight and put it in the direction of the creepy voice. Holy smokes, bro. Alright, where are you at? You here? Oh no. Ah, hey. Vice Principal. Oh. Oh. No. Oh my god. Oh, huh? Suddenly, the classroom was bathed in that familiar faint light, and I was alone, despite what I just heard. Every window seemed to be fully intact. God, what next? Huh. I don't know where to go, bro. Go back to the hall, I guess. Oh no, I think we need to pull the other one. Ah, son of a biscuit. I felt a bad feeling as I entered the room. It was so quiet that my ears hurt from the no noise that I heard anywhere around me. Strange feeling in here. It hurts. Die, just die. I'll kill you. Anger. Courage, no hope of rescue. I'll spill your blood. Okay. This certainly is interesting. Well, that's law. Okay, so it's this thing. Gotcha. Yeah. There are two. Okay, my bad. Skeletal remains. What do we got here? Oh, I'm so scared, so scared, so scared. I hate dark places. Full of dirty tissues. Same old crap, okay. Still got that. Alright. Well, that was interesting. Maybe we'll go back to the girls' restroom? I don't know. strategy too, huh? Okay, let's go pull this lever again and we'll see what happens. Alright, girlfriend. Oh, actually, now let's check it out. Maybe there's something that happened down here. I don't know. And if not, nothing's lost. We can just go back and do it. Looks like we're going back and doing it. Okay, pull the lever, Crunk. Jesus. Literally the only place I could think of going. I mean, no matter how much I wandered, I just couldn't seem to figure out where Seiko had run off to. And I'd been teased from the shadows and frightened the whole time I was searching. I couldn't take much more of it. I was losing my mind. When I came back to my senses, I found myself standing in a hallway on the 3rd floor in the school building. I began to doubt myself, to doubt the fated events that lay ahead, or whatever these horrific future memories were. Couldn't actually happen, right? I had no real reason to doubt the things I'd been envisioning, of course, but I kept telling myself it was all just paranoia. I'd experienced deja vu many times in my life, ever since I was a little girl. It didn't have to mean anything. Someone once told me that deja vu was just the brain recognizing a similar situation from one's past and making a false connection. Pulling the wrong file. Please, no more. Please don't leave me by myself. I basically lost all ability to reason, as if my mind had been taken over by some outside force. I broke down on the spot and began crying. Ooh, what's that? A loud sound caught my attention. It sounded like someone kicking the wall. I shot up from the ground as if I were yanked. And as I rose, my brain began recognizing a similar situation from my past of how I was being pulled. No. Sounds of a struggle coming from inside the bathroom stall. Exactly the same. There was an eerie stillness in the air within the girls' lavatory. It didn't feel like there was anyone else in here with me, but I sensed a slight movement in the 3rd stall from the back, as if it were just closed. My heart was racing. I was so nervous it felt like all the blood in my body had begun flowing in reverse behind this door. Seiko, where are you? I miss you. Just looking at the news sent a wave of dark feelings through my mind. The specter of death was right in front of me, baring its fangs. If I went too much longer without finding her... That same dull thud echoed again from behind me. Startled, I turned around toward the stall. No one was there, so what was I hearing? The wall. There's a breeze coming from out. I stepped inside and began knocking the wall back at several different spots. Ah, it's hollow. Looking closely, the wall did jet out very slightly right around the exact same spot. Unconsciously, I pushed on it, and a small piece of paneling swung out into the space beyond, like a door. It was well hidden, to say the least. Never once would I have guessed that there would be a hidden room behind the particular bathroom stall. It's really dark in here. The room was extremely narrow, making it feel longer than it was. You could fit maybe 2 tatami mats on the ground there, end to end. A hole was cut into the floor in the back of the outfitting with a ladder leading down into the main school building below. I peered down into the hole, but can see no sign of a floor, nor the end of a ladder. This thing could lead all the way to the ground level, or even further. Whether due to pressure differentials or the breeze in the air, the secret door suddenly shut itself behind me. That must have been what I was hearing earlier. The wretched smell was wafting from below. Hardly a surprise, given where I was. I didn't want to imagine what unspeakable things might await me at the bottom of this ladder, but if Seiko had gone this way, I shook my misgivings and began descending. I wondered if maybe this ladder ended in a garbage dump or something. I stopped in my tracks, seriously considered turning back, but I didn't want to miss something and I didn't want to have to do this again later, so I figured I might as well tough it out and see what I might find down at the bottom. I was waffling between my desire to be thorough and my instinct to turn back, but I kept climbing down all the while, holding my breath as much as I could. Sure is wet. If I'm not careful, I might slip. Ah! Oh. I'm really glad it's not a garbage dump. I seem to be in a cave-like room with muddy walls and a dirt floor. Looking up, I could see a very faint light coming from the hole I just climbed through, but the whole area was otherwise pitch black. There doesn't seem to be anything to find in here at all. I'm probably just wasting my time. While surveying my surroundings as best as I could, I attempted to stand up, but that didn't go very well. Ow! What the hell? My ankle is swollen pretty badly and felt like it was on fire. It was the same sprained ankle Seiko and I tended to earlier. I must have landed on it when I slipped from the ladder, aggravating it further. Oh, why is this happening? I made it another attempt to get up, this time onto my good ankle. If I shifted my weight so the majority rested on that leg, maybe I could walk. Ow! Oh, such luck. I wasn't going anywhere. I was stuck in this dark, dank cave where no one would ever find me with a ladder I couldn't use. My leg had begun to go numb, and the pain from my ankle was almost unbearable. Oh no, I gotta get out of here, I have to. Leaning on the wall for support, I attempted to stand once more, this time holding my sprained ankle in the air as best as I could. I placed both of my hands on the ladder, but it was no use. I couldn't even make the first step. Ugh. Mustering all my strength, I figured I'd give jumping a try, even if it was only one leg. But as soon as the other came in contact with the bottom rung of that wet, slippery ladder... Oh, I could feel myself turning pale. I was well and truly stuck. This was no joke, I was frantic. I tried climbing the ladder again and again, but just kept finding myself sprawled unceremoniously across the ground. I couldn't even say how many times I challenged those damn rungs. I even searched the walls nearby for another way out, but simply no use. Tears were welling up in my eyes uncontrollably. I'm so sorry, Seiko. I couldn't make it. I can't save you. Girlfriend, you can't even save yourself. And then, all of a sudden, I sensed a person in front of me. If you want to find your friend, you can't just give up. I'm impressed you made it this far. You've done well. It was a little girl. She was just there, and she spoke to me in a very comforting voice. Then she hugged me tightly as if she was trying to enshroud my head with her being. There, it'll be alright. I'll let you see her if you'd like. We can listen to what I have to say. I didn't care who, I didn't care if it was a person or a ghost, I just wanted somebody, anybody to save Seiko. Good. Good girl. Good girl. That's a good girl. Everything's gonna be okay. Painful memories, you see? Are the funnest of them all. You insensitive jerk. No, I shouldn't say that about her. It was my fault. Nami was just scared, and after what she went through, I don't blame her. She's always been so cheery and so kind. But I brought out all her pain, all her tears, and that's the one thing a friend should never do. A smile suits her face best of all. I'm sorry, I'm so sorry, Naomi. I'm sorry for making you so sad. I feel so lost without you. It's the same for me, Seiko. Seiko, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Please forgive me. I just want to be together forever. No, but when I'm with you, don't I make you mad? Don't I rub you the wrong way and make things unbearable for you? Of course you don't. That was just me being stubborn and pouting and behaving like a spoiled brat. Oh. Seiko approached me with arms outstretched, and she wanted to hug me, and I immediately obliged without the slightest hesitation. This was Seiko, warm and alive, soft and smelling lovely as usual. I'll never let you go again. Me neither. You'd better not. That's nice, they kissed and made up. There is a Japanese-style room over there with the tatami mats and everything. We should go sit down and try and calm our nerves a little. That break sounds nice. Let's go. Custodian's closet? This is one of those doors that wouldn't open it, isn't it? Oh, I passed out earlier, I guess. When I came to, I was lying down in this room. I was someplace underground, I think, with no way out, and then I saw a little girl, was it? For the life of me, I just couldn't remember clearly. That's really odd. Maybe you should have guardian angel on your side, or ghost. Come on, don't say that. Well, remember what that spirit told us when we first got here? He said not all ghosts are bad. Not all bad, huh? Seiko calmly opened the door and stepped into the custodian's closet. I could hardly believe it was the same person who got scared out of her mind at the first sight of a ghost only a few hours before. You seem a lot more fearless now than you were just when we got here, Seiko, or is that just me? Huh? As long as you're around now, I feel like I've got nothing at all to be scared of. That's all well and good, but just make sure you don't let your guard down, okay? There weren't any working lights in the custodian's closet, but it definitely felt a lot safer in there than it did out in the creepy hallways. The two of us plopped down next to one another in the tatami. For a long while, neither of us said a word. I guess we weren't sure what to talk about. I'm so glad you're okay, Seiko. You too, Naomi. How's the ankle? Still hurt? I feel like it did really badly for a while there, but it's totally fine at the moment. Glad to hear it. Did you manage to find your paper doll scrap? No, it's still missing. Guess I must have dropped it somewhere else. And finding anything in this place is quite a feat. Yeah, it is. I'm sorry, but when we get back, we can always ask the class rep to perform the ritual again. Then we can get you a replacement. That's true. Once we calmed down a bit, we reached the point where we simply didn't want to leave the room anymore. We had no desire to go back to those halls. So we didn't. We stayed right where we were for a really long time, just chatting endlessly with one another, casual as can be. About class and the festival and our sleepover the previous night, ordinary everyday conversation. But then I happened to look over and catch Seiko staring at me. Yeah, totally, Seiko, something wrong? Huh? No, it's nothing. It was too dark to see Seiko's feature in any great detail, but something seemed amiss. It was her face. Was she blushing? Naomi? This is hard for me to say, but well... What is it? She had an uncharacteristically serious expression on her face and seemed really nervous. What was it, Seiko? What were you trying to tell me? Ah, never you mind. Ah, come on. Now my curiosity is killing me. Let's just spit it out already. Promise you won't laugh? If you don't want me to, then I won't. Okay, because I'm totally serious. Oh? My heart skipped a beat. This was the beginning. How could I have been so dense all this time? Since we have no idea what's going to happen to us in here, there's something I really need to tell you. Okay. Seiko's focus changed. Her gaze was now directed squarely at my lips. Wait, was this... Will you, kiss me? Huh? I want to kiss you. Why? Because I love you. As a friend, right? Oh, this is awkward. Seiko didn't say a word. She just shook her head favorably. I was dumbfounded. Was she confessing to me? I hadn't even had a boy confess to me yet. She hung her head low, staring down at her feet. My silence seemed almost like it was causing her physical pain. She looked like she might explode. I couldn't see her face clearly, but I was certain she must have been quivering and blushing from ear to ear. You're serious? I'd marry you if I could. I want to kiss you and hug you too. That was the first time I'd ever heard Seiko speak so softly, or with such stammer in her voice. Before I knew it, I was crying, and I had no idea why. Seiko, I'm sorry, You just let her go again! I ran out of the room and just took off down the hall. I still couldn't tell why I was crying. It's like I was scared, or maybe I was happy, or maybe I just lost a friend. I needed to calm down. The Seiko I was friends with was gone. She hadn't been lost. Regardless of whether or not I was able to return her feelings, I owed her at least a thank you. Seiko must have been pretty deep in regret by that point. I needed to get back to her. I needed to let her know that I would still stand by her. I get the feeling we have a meeting in the ladies' room. A meeting with destiny. I was suddenly distracted by the sound of dripping water nearby. It was as if somebody left the faucet on, but only just... and it was slowly spilling out into the floor. But where was it? It sounded close, yet there was no sign of running water anywhere that I could see. I had a bad feeling about this. All I knew was it was close. Like, really close. Wait, no, it couldn't be. I looked down at my feet, and I gasped. Oh, get out of here! An unpleasant-looking black fluid was running down my thighs and pulling up on the floor beneath my feet. And it wasn't stopping. Ew, what the hell? What is this? I hastily collected a bit of my own finger and studied it. It wasn't blood, it was almost tar-like in consistency, smooth and viscous. And it seemed to be faintly glowing as well. Why was something like this coming out of my body? Oh. I went to wipe my finger on my skirt and shifted in place. Oh, only to lose my footing and fall backwards, landing hard on my rear. I put my hands out the sides of my head, closed my eyes and screamed. I reached my limit. I just wanted all of this to be over. But try as I might to shut out the world was determined not to let it be ignored. It was like heaven and earth were moving all around me. I felt dizzy. It was like my soul and my body were separating. I became acutely aware of my own mass and started obsessing over it. I was so heavy. My head in particular, the human cranium weighs about 5 kilograms, and I could feel every last gram straining my neck muscles. It was hurting my back. What's happening? I'm losing consciousness? Can't open my eyes. All the blood in my body came rushing up to my head. Why was this happening? I couldn't feel the blood vessels in my face pressing against my skin. I could see blood behind my eyelids. It hurts so much. The blood just kept coming. It wouldn't stop. I felt with my blood vessels, my eyes, my whole head could burst at any moment. Somebody please save me, Psycho. Be careful. You're about to fall into the valley of past and future memories. Just as my last vestiges of consciousness were fading, I heard a little girl's voice. But I was in pain. I was weighed down. I couldn't open my eyes. If you wish to save your friend, you'll need to overcome fate itself. What? What are you saying? Ugh. The heaviness in my head grew at an alarming rate, and I heard a tearing sound behind my ears. It was the sound of a major blood vessel breaking wide open. I was certain I was gonna die, but then the pain and dizziness simply vanished. I had the sensation of a faint shimmering before my eyes, and I wondered if maybe I could open them now. Slowly and carefully I relaxed the muscles that were forcibly and fearfully holding my eyelids shut. Whoa, where am I? This isn't Heavenly Host. I knew exactly where I was. I'd seen this image a million times before. I'd seen it just this morning with Seiko. This was my house. Huh? Am I really home? Was it all a dream, maybe? Mom, I'm home. Something wasn't right. My field of vision was low to the ground, and everything around me looked much larger than it should. What was going on? Naomi, guess what? I brought you a cat. Dad? You've always been so mature watching the house all by yourself when we were away. Come on, pet it. Isn't she great, Naomi? Ha! Mom? Now, you'll have someone to keep you company. Sorry, we're always so late coming home from work. Sweetie, it's so nice that we could trust you, though. I am really sorry, but now you won't be lonely anymore, right? Stop this. May would spend half her time indoors and the other half in the backyard, as if she were out to pasture or something. It may not have been much land, but that was where her territory, and she rarely ventured outside of it. Once I was so upset that my parents were going to be late coming home from work again that I scooped up May and ran away from home for a little while. Papa, Mama, I hate you. Stop it. It's because you're here, May. Because you're here, Papa and Mama don't think they have to come home. It's your fault, you know? Naomi, what's wrong? Why are you crying, or where did you and May run off to? I'm sorry, May. I don't want us to be apart. I said a really mean thing to you, May. I'm so sorry. Now, it's alright, Naomi. May will always be there for you. She loves you, you know? She can sense exactly how you feel, and she's very understanding. It wasn't long after that May ran away. I searched for her every day through teary eyes, but in the end, she never did come home. It's such a pity. I guess even cats get strange ideas in their heads from time to time. That wasn't it. You two were such good friends, too. I did this. But you'll make a new friend in no time. You just need to put this out of your mind and move on. It's because of May, no. It's because May was so understanding and kind-hearted that she disappeared from my life. If only I hadn't said what I said to her. May, come back, please, May. May. You never change, do you? Mom, where are you? She's not here. Naomi? Ah, Seiko. Seiko, are you alright? I've been looking all over for you. I'm so sorry about before. It's not Seiko. She didn't respond, but she didn't have to. This was definitely Seiko. I can't see you very well. Come a little closer, please. Let me see your face. I drew in towards Seiko, who was sitting on the ground, and rested my head on her shoulder. Then I wrapped my arms around her. I still couldn't see her face. I thought it might be because of the dim lighting in the room. But no, that wasn't it. Something was very wrong here. Seiko wasn't moving an inch, and that's when I realized her skin was cold. She's dead? Wait, where was I? Was I at home, or was this heavenly host? The last thing I remembered was frantically trying to find her again. I could smell incense from somewhere far off, and I finally realized that this wasn't reality. Now arriving at Kishi, whatever the hell that said. Oh. No, this person's sitting perfectly still on the floor, not saying a word. This wasn't Psycho. So, who was it? That's Mothman! Within the unyielding darkness, I knew what whoever it was taking secret shape was coming toward me. She's here. She's right next to me. I can feel her breath. I can sense her presence. Who are you? I'm your friend with the broken neck, remember? This is the future, where you make me die. Why did you leave me by myself back there? After we finally managed to get back together, too. Oh, yeah. I was so worried that I'd hurt you, so worried that's why things turned out this way. No, don't say that. As I lay there, stricken with grief, I heard the footsteps of a child approach. I looked up and saw a little girl with a red dress standing over me. Do you want to save your friend, no matter what it takes? What are you? I'm the one who controls the fate of this world. I had no clue what she meant by that. But I remembered that she'd been giving me advice this whole time. She had a different air about her than the other spirits around the school building. I felt like maybe she was on my side. I want to save her, please. If there's some way to do it, tell me how. I'll give you another chance to remember. Think hard. What you've just seen are events from your past, which also the future through which your spirit now passes. In other words, this isn't the first time you've experienced this sequence of events, but you already knew that, didn't you? This sort of thing doesn't happen. It shouldn't have sounded like complete nonsense to me. But I didn't say a word, I just nodded. They were only fragments, but nonetheless I was seeing crystal clear visions of what I can only assume were my first time experiencing these events. That sense of deja vu I'd been feeling wasn't just some crazy delusion or misidentified nerve impulse in my brain, it was real. Then, you've also already seen the trigger event from which your despair originated. So now, you fight against this fated demise. Damn, can we save her this time? When I came back to my senses, I found myself standing in the hallway on the 3rd floor of the second building, or the school building. When did I get here? How long had I been here? I looked down and sure enough, there were the puddles of black all around me. It was that viscous fluid that I'd been spilling out from inside of me. A palpable manifestation of dread spreading out across the floor, but this was no time to sulk. I had to think about Seiko. I left her all by herself again. I wonder if she's still in the custodian's room. That sound was coming from inside the bathroom. There was a violent banging coming from the stalls. With the lump in my throat and shivered down my spine, I slowly crept to take a look. There was an eerie stillness in the air within the girl's lavatory. It didn't feel like there was anyone else in there with me, but I sensed a slight movement on the 3rd stall door from the back. Open it. This was the source of all the bad feelings and uncomfortable premonitions I had been having. I knew what was going on, what I was going to find. I remembered this future. This was the future I absolutely had to prevent from coming to pass. The image of what waited for me in that stall was burned into my memory. And it was now a reality. You're still alive. I'll save you. There it was again, a flash of sad future that awaited if I made even one wrong move here, but there was still time. I could still save her. Hold on, I'll get you down. But how? Her noose was pretty high off the ground. I needed some way to get up to her neck height in order to pull her down safely. Something to stand on. Look at the bucket outside. This is right, Seiko. I'm gonna go get something to stand on. I hurried out of the hall, grabbed the bucket, and seen it sitting on the ground earlier. If I were to stand on that, I was certain I could reach Seiko's neck even at my height. Inside the bucket were clumps of an unidentifiable rotting meat crawling around countless maggots. The sight alone was nauseating. But there was no time to be grossed out. Seiko's life was on the line. I picked up the bucket with surprisingly little hesitation. After dumping its contents to the ground, I held the dirty bucket tight against my chest and rushed back into the room. I'll save you, I will. Hold still, I'm gonna loosen the rope. I threw the bucket on the floor upside down and stepped on it like a footstool. Sure enough, this gave me the lift I needed to reach Seiko's neck. This would work, I was gonna save her. I positioned my hand on Seiko's shoulder and began feeling around for the knot, but then... Oh! The bottom of the old rusted bucket had given way. I lost footing and fell, inadvertently pulling down on Seiko's body. Her thin neck snapped easily. God, no, Seiko. Seiko's neck was twisted unnaturally. Her arms and legs hung limply and swayed back and forth with the momentum of my fail. She would struggle no more. I could still feel the sensations of what the last moment on my hand. I was responsible for this. I broke her neck. I killed Seiko. I clasped my hands on either side of my head and curled up in a fetal squat. This was all predestined to happen. It was an inescapable fate, but somehow I should have been able to change it. Fear, despair, and anger were all swirling around inside my head, and I couldn't do a thing to quell them. I knew what was going to happen. I knew it. But I couldn't stop it. What the hell was wrong with me? I just went through the same motions as before. I made the exact same mistake, and now Seiko. He's right. I did actually try and do that the last game. I got the bucket and it freaking snapped. Wrong ending. Okay. Damn it, and I knew I should have saved it too. That sucks. Well, I do hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please do leave a like. And we're going to try and get the right ending. I don't know if I'm going to do a separate video or if I'll just put it at the end of this. Alright, so we got the 2 wrong endings so far. Let's try for the 3rd one. Alright, so think of something else. I wasn't recording the last time, but I'll tell you what happens. Okay, so last time I grabbed her body, and she still broke her neck. So we're gonna think of something else again. No, wait, I remember this too. If I try and lift her, I'm just gonna end up pulling her down harder and break her neck. Seiko! What do I do? There has to be something else. Hoist her up under shit. That's what I said earlier, bro. That was it. I needed to lift her higher up. I quickly ducked under Seiko's body and forced myself between her wildly flailing legs until she was sitting on my shoulders. I then put everything I had in my back muscles, standing up and lifting her onto the air. This created enough slack in the rope that the upper half of Seiko's body weakened as if it was naturally collapsed against the back wall. Thinking fast, I took a step forward and actively pushed her into it, holding her in place so her head wouldn't drop back down again. Hey, we saved her. Stay with me, breathe. Breathe, breathe! I'm gonna get you out of this rope now, okay? Just hold still. All the hair on my body was standing on end. I actually did it. I averted fate. I prevented Seiko's death. I could feel it all throughout my being. I had just stepped into a new world, a new destiny. It was an odd sensation. My deja vu, my memories of the horrible future had ground to a halt. I had no idea what would happen from now on. It seems the only memories I retained from that other timeline were the ones relating to my dearest friend's demise. Seiko had stopped squirming and simply slumped over, exhausted from the whole ordeal. I reached my hand up to her neck, gently and carefully. And after a lot of fumbling, I successfully untied the knot of the rope. Feeling the slack noose off, Seiko's neck made a sort of crackling sound with each yank. I was in awe how much force that rope had exerted. It was painful just thinking about it. Up through this morning, she was all smiles and laughter. She was always thinking about me and always so kind about and outgoing. Why did something so horrible have to happen to her? But there was nothing to be afraid of anymore. Seiko and I had now bypassed the sad fate that had previously awaited us. As long as the two of us were together, we'd make it through this. I looked down at Seiko, still breathing, and I sobbed. I let Seiko out of the stall and gently laid her down on the bathroom floor. She was too weak to go any further just yet. Seiko, you idiot, why would you try to hang yourself? I was so worried about you. You have no idea. I laid my head on her body and she was so warm. I wasn't gonna let her go again. I wasn't gonna let anyone take her away from me. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay now. I'm sorry, Seiko. I won't ever leave you alone again. Do you understand? Can you see me? It's me, Naomi. Well, oh, what is it? Oh, hell. Oh, Seiko. What's wrong? It's me. It's me. Seiko wasn't acting like herself. She was regarding me as if she had just seen a ghost. Her face was plainly painted with abject fear from the very depths of her soul. She stumbled to her feet clumsily and then hastily darted out of the room. Oh, snap. That's different. What? Why? I didn't understand. Was she confused? Either way, I had to catch her. Wait, tell me what's wrong. It's me. It's Naomi. Oh, shit. I kept pace with Seiko's frantic and steady sprinting as she turned the corner and headed down the staircase, and then... Oh, no. Oh, God. Dude. That... all sorts of wrong. You guys are twisted, whoever wrote this story. Oh, man. Well, that happened. Why, Seiko? I saved you. I just saved you. Oh, man. It smells rotten. Poor you, poor you. Did you really think you could save her? Once someone's fate passes through these halls, it's locked in place forever. Don't you see? If your destiny is to die here, then that's what's gonna happen, no matter what. And the way you die will just keep getting worse and worse every time. Good girl. Good girl. Don't worry, I'll gladly distract all your painful memories for now. This isn't your first time here, after all, right? We have all the time in the world to savor all the new unspeakable ways your friend can die. Damn. Twisted, man. That is crazy. Such unbelievable cruelty. This was an inhuman malevolence, the likes of which I'd never even imagined could exist. Is she holding her head? Because of my own overzealous actions, Seiko wound up meeting a fate even worse than death by hanging. It's my fault. My fault! My tears began rolling down Seiko's cheeks. And on her forehead, into her nose, into her mouth, into her eye. But Seiko's eyes wouldn't close. Despite lacking the ability to focus anymore, she just kept staring right at me. Oh, Seiko, what are you looking at right now? What thoughts are going through your mind? Why did you run from me earlier? Why were you so afraid? But no matter how many times I asked her these questions, Seiko just wouldn't answer. I told her we'd always be friends, no matter what, that we'd always be together. Answer me, please say something, don't leave me all alone. I could still feel the warmth from Seiko's head in my arms, but she was gone now. I was powerless, all I could do was scream. There was nothing else to do, nothing would change. Not that the screaming helped. All it did was echo back at me, as if mocking my pain. I felt like I was trapped in a cold, damp cell. I had no doubt in my mind that this was hell. Why do we have to be put through this nightmare? God, I can't take this anymore. Get me out of here. Someone please save me. An alternate universe tale scenario. Okay. Chapter 1 clear, baby. That was a long flippin' chapter, bro. Demise chapter 2 is now playable. Soulful testimony on my... Oh, okay, cool. So yeah, I got the 3 endings. I got 2 bad and then 1 good. So, got a couple trophies too. Anyhow, we're gonna leave you off on that again. Next time we will go on, I think it's Demise, right? Nope, we want to go back. Yeah, Demise. So, yeah, if you enjoyed it, please do leave a like. If you're new, subscribe, and I will catch you on the next. Take this journey with me, man. It's free to subscribe. Peace.